Okay, yeah.
But this is just a regular fuller,
Yeah.
and use that for making this part. And you just, instead of going straight down, you just sort of at a slight angle. Okay,
Yeah.
so it goes down more intense on the edge, and have a tendency to flare out the edge a little bit. And this one is just a 90-degree. This is the same chisel that I used for the back of the dragon's neck, and use that for anything that has a sharp edge on it. And again, you just tilt it back a little bit when you strike it.
And your bearing punch, you
right. And that big eye punch that I showed you earlier,
Yep.
that was for the center. And so, just with a few simple tools, a big ball bearing, or either a ball bearing or a large hammer for this.
Okay, would you do that with a peen, or would you do that with a fullering tool?
That one, I used it was like a punch with rounded on the end. I've tried using a small ball peen hammer, but I found that it was easier just to use a
That's slick.
yeah.
And that come from that.
From that. Okay.
That is just amazing.
A tool like this.
Oh.
You split these in before you put the dimples in, huh?
Yeah. Just split it with a splitting chisel down in, and then put these in later on, and it will. And then you can. Here, I got one out of stainless, a little bit smaller, and you can just use an eye punch in the center, and then a small ball peen to spread it out a little bit more. That's that was that fast. And this one I didn't do that.
Okay.
So there's just different ways. Now this was started out with hex. It was just a large hex bar, and I just sliced it like slicing bread.
Oh.
And so it originally started as a hex.
Oh, I thought that was
All these others
Started with the
all
circle.
these others started with the circle.
Oh,
You could go, with your circle and just put your 6 sides in
Yeah.
by hammering on the edge.
Would you put the marks in? The
Now
chisel
that was a
marks
splitting chisel.
and then do the pierce last?
So go in with a splitting chisel. It's curved splitting chisel, like this.
Oh, like that one you have.
Yeah, that one I had. So when you go down into it, into the flat plate, you're going in, and eventually you get deep enough to get all the way through, but straight in, and just do it in a 6-sided or 8-sided, depending upon what you want. And then from the back side, I found a small ball peen hammer. Just put it on a stump, and with a small ball peen hammer, go into the center that you split, right?
Okay.
And then drive it in, and that'll start it. And then for completion, I just use a highly tapered mandrel. I mean, a fairly blunt mandrel, round mandrel. And it'll drive into the stump. But push out this for the interior portion of the flower.
Okay, so then that's all chisel.
Yeah,
Chisel
it was
work.
just a curved chisel.
Wow.
Yeah. And the same way with this, it's basically the same curved chisel on that. But, it's unlimited as to what you can do. This is just, like I say, a small example. And it's fun.
I'm going to get Jack to get a picture of this for the newsletter, okay?
But you just get your billets and have everyone do it. And then it's a nice way to, it's an incentive to get people on the forge.
Yeah.
And, otherwise, sometimes it's difficult if you're not comfortable in going to the forge. It's difficult to get an incentive to start. But something like this, they're easy enough to do, and it's hard to screw up.
Yeah.
Jack's
Okay,
in the
so-
middle of the story over there, but then
So-
he's gonna come over and
Yeah,
get a
okay.
picture.
So that'd be like the eye punch and the small chisel work that.
Actually, that the center part.
That's
Okay,
just, that's
yeah.
just where the,
Yeah.
no, or is it, is that what
On
it is? It's
some
where
of
the-
these, like this one,
Yeah.
this was just a continuation when I did the edge. But even though you unintentionally make a mark there, it's not out of place. This one was intentional, and that was a splitting chisel. So it's just a rounded splitting chisel
Oh my,
after you
yeah.
made it.
You guys get
Did
Rick
you
to
make
get
your
his
own
camera.
stamp?
Did you make your stamp?
No, I bought one.
I've been working on making my own.
Excellent.
This is the
Has your name on it, doesn't it?
coil spring I'm using.
Oh yeah.
It's like about 5/8 or so.
Yeah, that's a nice size.
I got 4 of those at home.
Yeah, thank
That's
you.
good.
That's a good
Yeah.
steel.
See, I'm working on making my stamp.
Whoops, you dropped your calculator.
You've got it just about done.
Yeah.
Excellent. Good show. Have you tried it
Oh,
out?
thank
Yeah,
God.
it's tempered and everything.
Excellent.
Thank you, I'm glad you were pleased.
Nice.
It's backwards, obviously.
Put them in the mag, in the rag.
I
Good work.
do that.
Time I cooked, I didn't cook for
I
myself.
saw these
Well, I used to have
in the
a
Rabbit
friend
publication.
How are you?
Oh,
and I just
How are you getting
between
those?
children